Hi, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. I have not even told everybody that we are live. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to play the intro. I believe they're probably, I haven't, did they go to lunch already? Because we definitely have to recap what happened yesterday. They're still going on for day 3. So, we're going to take our time on this one. Definitely. We won't be live for 4 hours. That's for sure. I'll let you guys know that. But we're going to do our best to recap what happened yesterday after I left. I do see that the media reported that 16 jurors have been selected, mostly men. Okay, so that's what we have so far. So I need to get my stuff going, y'all. This desk is way too down. Here it is. Let's make sure I move it down. Welcome, everybody. For those that are coming through, let me hit the intro. That way I can let people know that we are live. And make sure you guys are hitting that like button, please. And thank you. Support the channel. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, hold up. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Bruh. Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock, I rock, I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposed in the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring hopes. Exploring, researching, debunking, investigating, being nosy, super nosy, being messy, being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me, the chick with ADHD, unmedicated but quite educated. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like, hit that like. Let's go, let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Ooh-wee. All right. So I'm going to, just so everybody's aware, for those that are new, that are coming through and you're like, what the hell is going on? I go back and forth. I do have Baby Bunny here and we're going to get right through it. Okay. I want to start because Inner City Press did a video just this morning. So why don't we do this? And then at lunchtime, we'll recap what we didn't finish yesterday. Okay. So I really want to get everybody going. They're like 2 hours into the jury selection. This is where we're at. And I'm also behind on that, but that's okay. We're going to catch up together. And that's what we're going to do. Okay?
Well, I've tweeted all of it. Day one.
Here we go.
Okay, here we are. Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Today, Wednesday, May 7th. We're into day 3 of jury selection in U.S. versus Sean Holmes. I've tweeted all of it. Day one, in which the HBO staffer remained in the pool, but the Scheinman and Schuster lady was out. Yesterday got more nitty gritty. You had a guy whose nephew shot a cop, almost got on. U.S. wasn't crazy about it. Things the guy said about the police, but there were, at least by the end, there were a number of people that remained in the pool. Were asked about where they worked. Were asked about what media they read. A lot of YouTube. A lot of people reading the news on YouTube. Almost everyone had seen the Sean Combs, Cassie Ventura hotel hallway and elevator video. So some said that they could still be fair, and some were still let on. If you weeded them all out, you'd have nobody on the jury. But it was the people that said it's hard to unring the bell. One guy was bounced for that. Today's day 3, and it might, as Judge Subramanian said at the beginning, it might be the last day. They've got, they need to reach 45. They need to reach 45 in the pool, and then they start exercising peremptories, and they'll end up with a jury of 12 and the alternates. So that might happen late today. We're going to be, once again, live tweeting it. We're in for a penny, in for a pound. We're doing this in gripping and grueling detail. In the civil Diddy's taken over the courthouse. In the civil Diddy front, Will Rod Jones case, he was required to serve Cuba Gooding Jr. and the son Justin Dior Combs, and he did not, and they have been released from the case. They're out. That doesn't mean that the case is dead. It doesn't mean that that there was no merit to the claims. It means that if you don't serve somebody in a certain period of time, they are out of the case, and they are now out of the case. Can't see that one getting appealed. Now we couldn't turn to DC for a moment because there's a...
Hey, we're real quick. Shout out to BJ in the chat, guys. Make sure BJ's also streaming the jury selection. So make sure you guys are going over there and showing some love and support. Because, you know, I mean, nobody can break it down like BJ, okay? I'm over here improvising and doing all kinds of things, but nobody can break it down like the queen of YouTube. So shout out to BJ. Make sure you drop some hearts in the chat. Yeah, we got a little Diddy overlay over here. Shout out to us. Yes, y'all know we love BJ. Shout out to BJ. Okay, so he's giving us a recap. I don't know, BJ, you've heard about what happened with I'm sure you're still in the chat. The Little Rod stuff. Oh my God. So at least what they're saying is because Tyrone Blackburn didn't get them served, the other two individuals in the lawsuit. So Diddy's son and Cuba Gooding Jr. So I'm just like, well, what do you mean? Like, that's such a rookie move for a lawyer not to serve. I'm sure there's probably more to this. So I have to kind of understand a little bit more. I have a lot of questions about this. But anyways, let's keep going.
Something we want to report on here. Now, as previously reported, there's a new U.S. attorney, Jay Clayton. Chuck Schumer made it that he couldn't get a vote under the blue slip system, so he's interim. Same thing's happening in D.C. Ed Martin cannot be confirmed due to comments about January 6th, apparently. So it's been floated by Tom Tillis that Jay Clayton should decamp and become confirmed as the U.S. attorney in D.C. Don't really see it happening. But that's been said. Now, here's the thing I wanted to get to. Yesterday, I don't know if anyone else has found this. We continue to follow the We Build the Wall case. It used to have Steve Bannon in it. Then it had Cole Phage and Tim.
So make sure you guys go check out Inner City Press because he's just updating everybody on the other cases and whatnot. So I figure we could get started. Now, let me go back a little bit. I have day 2 where we left off bookmark. Because I have not seen kind of where we're at. But like I said, what I heard was that they selected 16 jurors, mostly men so far. That is what we have so far. Now, hold up. Here we go. Let's go. This was 2 hours ago. We're going to start right here. Here we go. So, okay, now the U.S. versus Sean Combs, day 3 jury selection. And we are, listen, we are hooked on phonics forever. Preemptory. I should probably know how to say this word by now. But I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Peremptory. As peremptory challenges push to Friday. Here we go. So this was 2 hours ago. All rise. The government basically says we propose to do the preemptory challenges not today, but on Friday morning, in case some of the jurors come up with new reasons not to be on the jury before then. The judge responds, sounds fine. Agnifilo says we want the HBO juror 29 out. HBO 29 juror, listen, he wants them out. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that? So when this person was selected and kind of made the round, because it's feeling like American Idol a little bit, I'm just saying, I was a little surprised, honestly. Thank you. I know, shout out to BJ. She's in here. Christine, say that louder. It literally feels like an American Idol situation. She's out, Dazzler. Are you letting us know she's out? And it's a she. I thought it was a he. I don't know why I assumed it was a he. Okay, let's keep going with this. So this is what Agnifilo said. Wants 29 out. Combs then further says, Agnifilo. Tini Garagos of our team was on emails with the production company of the HBO documentary. People were paid. The judge responds, will the documentary come up at trial? Agnifilo responds, I believe so. The judge says to the government, we didn't ask her about her pay. And the judge then responds, shouldn't we exclude her? The government says, we agree. Okay, so juror 29 is out. All right, let me go back to my list, my pretend legal pad for Judge Rabitha. All right, so juror number 29, which is the HBO, is out. Okay. I wonder why they didn't say that before. Why didn't Tini Garagos say that when they were going back and forth initially? I mean, unless she just forgot that she was on email communication with HBO, but I don't know. There's a lot going on. Okay. So, judge says juror 29 is excused for cause. Tini Garagos responds, a juror who works for Her Justice. She was before that at the Legal Aid Society for juveniles in family court. She did not disclose this on question 14. Oh, okay, hold up, my friends. Let's go ahead and see, because we also have the questionnaires here. I told you guys we had a copy of that. BJ, I don't know if I'm pretty sure you probably have it, but if you don't, let me know. I don't know if this got sent to you, and I could totally send it to you if you need it. Let me know. Question 14 is, have you or has any member of your family with whom you resided at the time or a close member ever been employed by a received training? Oh, excuse me, hold up. Ever been employed by or received training from any local, state, or federal law enforcement agency? That is what question 14 is. So she's saying that this juror works for legal aid and didn't disclose that on question 14. Why didn't she disclose that on question 14? Tina Garagos further says, she did not disclose any legal training. I was an intern at legal aid, and I know the office manager there have a lot of inputs. The judge then says, are you saying the juror lied? Garagos responds, I think she lied in the individual questions, not the group. And she worked for legal aid and she lied? Is that what I'm hearing? Oh my God. Ooh, Andrew, I'm putting your comment up so I can screenshot it later. Thank you, Andrew, for this. I'll follow up. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, y'all. I appreciate it. I told you guys, I'm a hooked on phonics, Inglés sin barreras child. All right, we got to get it together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Sicilian Beauty, thank you, appreciate it. So, all right, hold up. So did she lie? Did she lie and she worked for legal aid? Garagos says, I think she lied in the individual questions, not the group. The judge says, maybe she didn't get trained in the law there. Tini Garagos says, based on my experience as an intern there for 3 months, I think she did. The judge then responds, when did the defense become aware? Garagos responds, yesterday. The government says an office manager does not get legal training. The judge then says, I find no reason to think she lied. Maybe the defense just doesn't like her prior employment. That's why you have preemptory challenges. Bring in all the jurors. All rise. Then the judge says, this is U.S. versus Combs, and I expect it to run 8 weeks. Hold up. Well, did she lie or did she not lie? Is she an office manager doesn't always get legal training. I wouldn't think that that's their duties. So they wouldn't be required to attend any legal trainings. But Tini Garagos, I have a problem with you. Why is your daddy doing the most and then going to do Two Angry Men with TMZ? Like, I need you to tell on yourself here and your dad, because I'm pretty sure that you guys are having, lunch, wine and turkey sandwiches and all this kind of thing. Okay, I'm pretty sure that you guys are sitting there having turkey sandwiches or whatever might be for lunch. All right, and you guys are talking about this case. Okay, yeah. I'm just saying. I have a feeling. I don't know why Agnifilo's even anywhere near there. From what I've heard, he's gone over there. I'm pretty sure we know where he stands. Okay, that's kind of how I feel. But let's keep going. All right. So the judge tells everybody, all rise. And judge says, same intro as day 1 and 2. So inner city's not going to repeat that, of course. He gives the same intro. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about that. Don't say this. Don't look at this. Don't do that. Don't sign up for this. Okay. Next, juror questions. If, like, and can. Okay, shout out to Inner City Press if you guys can support. This is where you can support. I support on the Patreon. Shout out to Inner City Press. Okay, here we go. So the judge says, we will begin with juror 146. But first, Miss Garagos, who long was juror 131 working at Legal Aid? I think he meant to say how long. Well, hold up. Let's go. I got my legal notepad here so I can write some notes. We will begin with juror 146, but first, Miss Garagos, how long, I think this is what he meant to say, was juror 131 working at Legal Aid? Teeny Garagos responds, 3 years. Miss Comey implied she worked on office supplies. I think it's more than that. The judge responds, I'm going to think about it. The government says her justice also provides legal services, and she disclosed it. Okay, so then juror number 146 enters, who is a male. The judge says, you had a family vacation, but you're back. Any yes answers? Juror 146 responds, none. No motion. He's in the pool. All right, so 146 already starting hot. We already got somebody in for day 3, juror number 146, with, again, juror 29 being out, the HBO person. Okay. Juror number 220, my mom's a Bronx guidance counselor. All right. Juror number 220 says, my father was a substance abuse counselor. Now he works for a company that sells cannabis. Ooh. Oh, you remember the guy that got high? That was like, let me know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not one. I don't know which one. Well, girl, you pick whichever one you want. We will be there to support you. Shout out to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to know, Rabbit, did you write legal at the top of the pen? That's a great question. I object, and I did. Legal. All right. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what happened yesterday. So there was juror number the guy with the weed who smokes gets high every day type of deal. The judge asked him, did you get high yesterday? Yes, that was the last time, and I might have liked something. Would you have a problem? Would you have a problem with being not high in the pool? And I think he would have a hard time not smoking. He got dismissed. Yes, that's what we gotta start. Christine gave me the idea. Legal. Ooh, blurry. Legal. Legal. Ooh. See, now that looks backwards. Well, whatever. Anyways, let's move. Let's go on. And then I got high. Yes, that's the same guy. Okay. So I guess daddy runs a cannabis company. He works for a company that sells cannabis. Judge says, what's the name of the company? Cannabis. I don't think he was supposed to identify him. I thought this was part of it, but okay. So juror 220 says cannabis. And my stepfather was an NYS parole officer. The government then says, could you inquire about question 31? What is question 31? Let's go to the questionnaires. Question 31 is let's go. Is there any matter not covered by this questionnaire that you think is important to bring to the attention of the court? Yes, no. If yes, please explain. Okay, so something about the way in which he answered question 31 this is where we're at. Juror number 220 says, we are alum of the same high school, Mount St. Michael, and then Inner City Press put the website of Mount St. Michael. Agnifilo then says, may we approach? They had a little sidebar. Judge says, do you remember retweeting a meme about Mr. Combs? 220 responds, most likely. The judge says, a picture? Do you remember? 220 responds, no. Judge says, why didn't you mention it? 220 says, I was doom scrolling. That is such a that's a thing, y'all. That's a thing. Doom scrolling is a thing. Judge says, what's that? The judge doesn't know what doom scrolling is. He said, what's that? Oh my God. Let's keep going. Juror number 220 says, moving around the internet. That's what doom scrolling is? Moving around the internet? It's be like scrolling up and down the pages, but okay. He leaves, no applications. He's in the pool. Oh my God. 220. Wait a minute. 220 made it in the pool, but daddy owns a cannabis. Now, let me write a note there because I don't know, man. If we got rid of the landlord who got high the day before of jury duty, I don't know how I feel about this one. Okay, but okay. So he leaves, no applications. He's in the pool. Next juror, he's a male. I work at Acme Supermarkets or Acme. Is it Acme or Acme? Give me 1 second, guys. I got to give something to Baby Bunny. Hold up. All right, we're here. We're here. Yes. You said it doesn't sound good at all. I think of this reminds me of the Roadrunner. Yes, it does. When I think of Acme or Acme, I think it's Acme. Okay, Acme supermarkets. All right. So this is, I love that Inner City Press has juror number 220. This one doesn't have a number. So this is a supermarket guy. He's a male. He says, you didn't answer. Hold up. So he leaves. Next juror is a male. I work for the supermarkets. It says, juror, you didn't answer if you could discuss matters of sexual nature with fellow jurors. I think he meant to put judge in there. Judge, you didn't answer if you could discuss matters of sexual nature with fellow jurors. Silence, no answer, out for cause. So the supermarket guy is out because he couldn't answer some of the questions on, I guess, the questionnaire. All right, moving on. Juror number 224. A relative worked security in buildings. Judge asks, banks, parking garages? 224 says no. Government responds or asks, could you ask if he's seen news about the case? Juror 224 responds, I heard he was accused of sex trafficking. That was about it. Judge looks at Miss Garagos. Miss Garagos? Teeny Garagos says, no questions. Okay, let's keep going. Says no questions. All right, so then it keeps going. No motions on juror number 224. He's in the pool. So we got, all right, 224 is in. Something about a relative, and I'm putting little markers so I remember some of these jurors. Relatives work with security. So far, this is the first hour, and they had 3 in, okay? Let's keep going so we can catch up. He's in the pool. Next year, a female. I have to pick up my daughter. Okay. Next juror is a female. I have to pick up my daughter from school every day. Judge says, no one else can. Juror says, no. You are excused. Bring in 263. Okay, so this juror is done because she had to pick up her daughter every day. Bring in 263. Juror 263. My family's in the security alarm business. We have a lot of security people. A lot of jurors like security, watch NPR and security. I'm just noticing some themes here, okay? My family's in the security alarm business. We deal with law enforcement, messy situations. Judge says, and you identify with law enforcement? Juror says 263, yes. He is excused for cause. So 263 is out, but he identifies with law enforcement? What does that even mean? I mean, I wouldn't consider a security officer law enforcement, but I guess you could say that they're in the same trade. I don't know. Okay. Clerk, juror number 268 and 275 are not here. Why aren't oh my God, 2 people did not show up. 268 and 275 are not here. This is what the clerk said. We'll turn to juror 279. Okay, juror 279. I have a close girlfriend whose son works at 300 Records, a rap and hip hop label. I did not see him on the list. Okay, and then Inner City Press put a link of 300 Entertainment. Okay, Oh shit, we got pictures. You're number 279. Another friend has a son who's in the country music down in Nashville. Aiden Cadfield? Is this the same? So she's excused for cause because she's got people in entertainment. 279 is out. 1 second, y'all. Yeah. We're gonna speed up past the missing jurors. We're gonna get there. I know, right? I was like thinking about those pictures. Where's the missing ones, right? That's the question. Give me 1 sec. Okay, mama. Here. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Let's keep going. You said why the supermarket worker? Because of the baby oil? Is that what you just said? Oh my God. Y'all are funny. Okay, so 279 is out because she's got, I guess, connections to 300 Entertainment, and her son is another friend has a son. It's not even her directly; it's just people who she knows. So she's excused for cause, but got in the plugs. Okay. Clerk then says to clarify, jurors who are not here were told not to come by agreement of the parties. So those other jurors are out because they were told not to come. I guess I'm confused by that, but okay. Next juror is a female. I'm a teacher, middle school, Manhattan School for Children. I saw the footage from the hotel and I said he would be guilty, but I'm from the South. Juror then says, I was told how you can catch a case and everyone turns against you. I can be fair. No application. She's in the pool. So the teacher made it in the pool. We don't have a number for her. So juror's a teacher. Here's one with no number. She's a teacher. And yeah, she's a teacher. Let me see if I can put another identifier. She's from the South. Sorry, y'all. I gotta write on my legal pad that says legal all these notes because I get behind. So I have an idea of what's going on. Okay. Next, a juror is a female. I work at Bronx Arts and Science Charter School. I take trainings. I seen the Cassie video on the internet. Did he do it? Oh, she's asking a question. Juror says, I have 2 daughters, you know. The judge says, you have a bias? Juror says, yes. Excuse for cause. Okay, she's out. Juror number 292 is a female. I don't do social media. I've never talked about these issues with strangers, but I think I could. No motions. She's on the pool. So juror 292. No social media. I have a hard time with that. You have no social media. Like, I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know. Thank you. Thank you. Hold up. I missed a comment. What did BJ say? There's a missing one. BJ, do you want me to email you the questions? Let me know because I have them. I don't know if you have them. Let me know. Yes, we're on the same page. We have almost the same license. Oh, hold on. Y'all, I'm reading random comments. I need to be careful. What does being from the South have to do with any of this? I don't know. That's just an identifier. She says she's from the South. That's what the juror said, though, Miss Sheila. I didn't say it. She said it. It might be older people, no social media. Me. Email me your list of jurors. Okay, gotcha. I will do that. I was like, what are you talking about? I'll email you here when I get done. Definitely. No social media besides YouTube. That's right. I was like, I'll email you what you need. Okay, here we go. So let's keep going. So 292 is in. She's in the pool. All right, here we are. Here we go to juror number 295 is a woman. Answered on questionnaire about personal history. Judge then says, can you answer here? 295 says, depends on how much detail. Judge then says, I'm going to ask what happened. 295 then says, aside then. So they do a little sidebar. We're back on other issues. 295 says, my parents are doctors. So something about the way in which she answered one of the questions. They went on a sidebar to, give her some privacy. 295 says, my parents are doctors. I went to law school. Oh, judge says, you practice? 295 answers, my husband's financial services firm, my brother-in-law who is in Russia who was mugged. He was beaten and hospitalized. Juror number 295 says, I think my brother had a desk appearance ticket for marijuana. A desk appearance ticket? I had a grandfather investigated for organized crimes in the Bronx. The judge then says, do you have insight into racketeering? Juror number 295 says, no. Tini Garrigo says, follow-up question on Q26, please. All right, let me go to number 26. Number 26 question is, before today, had you read, seen, or heard anything about Mr. Combs, aka Puffy Love, aka P. Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love, or the criminal charges brought against Mr. Diddy? If yes, summarize what you have learned, like news and stuff like that. And if no, then it's a no. Okay. So Tini Garagos has a follow-up question about this question, number 26, we just read. Judge then asks, you saw a video. Juror number 295 says, I did, but I think I can be fair. As an attorney, I feel a deep ethical duty to do that. Oh, you know Agnifalo's going to want her. Do you think Agnifalo's going to... Garagos? No application. She's in the poll. She made it, guys. She made it. She made it. Hold up. Now, let me put this on. I'm going to write a quick little note on this so that way I can keep... This is day 3. And I'm going to send this out to BJ if you're still in the chat. 146, 220, 224. 1 is a teacher, no number. She made it. 292 and 295. So 295 made it. Wow, day 3 is looking pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Day 3 is looking pretty good. Like we had a hard start on this one. I mean, literally, we should all be thankful. Absolutely. Good morning, Sylvia. Thank you so much for the 999. Good morning, everybody. Hit that like button and show Rabbit some appreciation for all her hard work. She's been doing it, keeping it updated. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Sylvia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We gonna get on those transcripts. We're gonna figure it out. This is the great. Well, I had a feeling. Remember when Agnifalo had no objection to that other attorney too? So I'm kind of wondering about that. She made it. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. 295. Okay, so she made it in the poll. All right, juror 300. It's going to be difficult for me to be impartial. So juror number 300 is out. First sentence, she's out. Juror number 303, female, and there's no particular order. I work, is it Cerritus? Guarding the New York Historical Museum. Judge says, about the company, do you feel positive or negative? Juror number 303 says, negative. The supervisor thought men were gods and women were peasants. Also, my brother was convicted of guns. 303 says, I have a negative view of law enforcement. Judge says, you are excused for cause. Thank you for being so honest. Bring on number 307. 307, here we go, is a female. I have heard about the case from you, the judge. The judge says, good answer. She's in the poll. 307 is in. How did she hear from just the judge? Maybe the news? Hold up. 307. Maybe she doesn't even know. This is the first time hearing the case? That's what she said. I've heard about the case from you, the judge. Good answer. She's in the poll. So we have, let's see, 7 people. Wow. Okay. Let's keep going. Juror number 316 is a male. I feel I should not be in the jury for him. Judge says, ask why. 316, I don't really know. I don't have anything against him. Judge then asks, should be on or not? 316 answers, I don't know. Judge says, excuse for cause. So 316 is out. By 316. 317 is a male. Here comes in. And the judge laughs. How do you know the judge? This is what the judge is asking. 317. 317 says, we did an antitrust class actions together. I also knew former U.S. Attorney Berman. Did you know, this is what the judge is asking, did you know anyone on the list? Juror number 317 says, may have worked for Diageo. Diageo was the name that came up on the first day too. And I think, isn't that like I'm pretty sure it's a company. I forget what company it was or how it's connected to Diddy. Yeah, he took the judge's class. That's what it looks like, right? I don't know. You said, I've never been privy to jury selection like this before, but I'm finding this it's a fascinating process, guys. The Duck, thank you so much for this. My kingdom for a juror. Good morning to all. Thank you, the Duck. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, and the judge was his teacher. Yes. He sued them. It's a tequila, right? I was like, I feel like I've heard of that. So that's the tequila? So is the tequila brand on the list or something? Diageo. Does that disqualify him? Right. Let's see. It gets more crazier and crazier. Let's keep going. You never been? Knock on wood. Let me tell you, I like jury duty. I know that's like I've done it before. I liked it. I was fascinated by it. And I definitely recommend, but back then when I did it, it was a little bit different. I mean, the costs of it, because you take a hit when you're doing it. Back then I was in my 20s, so it was a little bit different. I could have probably taken a hit. I can't anymore. But yeah. Okay, so so he may have worked for Diageo. Do you know anyone on the list? Juror number 317 says may have worked for Diageo. Juror number 317 says, I've had jury trials and I believe in paying it back. A long-time client in a singular industry will require counseling in regular hours in the next few weeks. It would be difficult for them. The judge says, you work around the clock. Juror 317 says, up last night. 317 says, I supposed to testify before the Judiciary Committee, but I think they would understand. I'm supposed to testify before the Judiciary Committee, but I think they would understand. So is this 317 a lawyer who took the judge's class? That's what it sounds like. Agnifilo responds, I have a question, passes it forward. Judge says, is your client going to be ill-served or relationship impaired? 317 says, it may be transaction. Okay, hold up. That was 38 minutes ago. 317 leaves. Judge says, any applications? The government says he seems unbiased, but they might have outsized influence on other jurors. Agnifilo responds, I have no issue with his relationship with the court, but he is concerned with his client, excluded. So he didn't make it. 317 is out. So what are the chances of that? He takes a class and it's like the judge? Okay. Let's see. That was that. I just want to follow this was 48 minutes ago, 41 minutes ago. Okay, that was 317. Hopefully I'm following the thread correctly because I don't want to mess up. Yeah, this is correct. So here we are, juror number 321, female. I saw the video, but I can be fair. There are two sides to every today. To every side. I think that's what they meant to say. Motions. She's in the pool. So 321 is in. 321 is in. 321. She's in. All right. No motion. She's in the pool. Juror number 324 is a male. I got into a fight. I pushed a woman's laundry. She had a phone. I got punched. Juror asked him, could you be fair? Juror 324 responds, I don't know him. And then he further says, I worked as a security guard on the San Diego trolley, walked up and down the platform, blah, 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 blah. It literally says blah, 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 blah. The judge says, let the record reflect blah, 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 and then laughs. Did he really say blah, 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 blah? Juror number 324 says, I went outside, got charged with failure to assist the police. There was a drunk. The judge says, why did you list this? Okay, wait. Did it stop right there? What happened to juror 324? He got into a fight, blah, blah, blah. 324 continued to answer. I went outside, got charged with failure to resist. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. The police, there was a drunk. I don't know if juror number 324 made it, but I'm pretty sure he probably didn't, especially if you answer on the record, blah, blah, blah. And then the judge copies you, blah, blah, blah. 324. Let me write this down because it cuts off. I don't know if he made it. He said, blah, blah, blah. You're number 335 and you made it. Shout out to you. I don't know if he made it. I don't know. Yes, Diageno might be Diageno. I think that's how you say that. You as a taxpayer are able to attend the trials. That is right, Vicky. Thank you. Okay, let's keep going. We are gonna keep going, all right, because we have to keep going. So 324. I don't know what happened to 324. We don't know. I'm pretty sure he didn't make it. But we are now on to wait, what? Is this a typo? So he wrote 314 and then back to 324. So this might have been a typo. I think he meant to say 324. Hold up. So he got drunk, got charged with failure to assist the police, and there was a drunk. Why did you list this? It says 314, but I'm pretty sure he meant to say 324. 324, I have sleep apnea. I was binging. Judge then asks, binging on what? Star Wars. The next one. Judge then says, are you on any kind of medication? 324 says, no. Andor, the series just came back on. I'm working. I'm lazy. 324 then says, I heard Puffy got arrested again. I drive around taking x-rays, then leaves. Government says he was meandering, given his own personal discipline. Agnifilo says, we oppose him being dismissed for cause. He is a light-hearted binging Star Wars. Let him do it again. He's lighthearted binging on Star Wars. Let him do it again. The judge says, I'm not going to exclude him for cause. Juror number 326. So did he make it? Because they could get him for preemptory, right? I don't know if 324 made it. So I'm going to put it right here as a question mark. So this is the guy that was resisting arrest and binges on Star Wars. Shout out to everybody that loves Star Wars. And if you binge on it, shout out to you. Okay, so you might have somebody here that is a Star Wars binger on the list. May the Force be with you. That's right. I know. Let's keep going, all right? Because we doing all right. Sorry. There's some typos in here. And shout out to, because I would think inner city press, this would be hard to kind of go back and forth and write. But we're going to do our best to kind of interpret what he says when there's a typo. Okay. So here we go. We have a female juror, number 326 is a female. I'm in healthcare. I've seen a lot of tweets about this. What is your opinion? This is what the judge is asking. 326 says, this is crazy. It looks pretty straightforward, then leaves. Agnifilo then says, we asked to strike, done. So she's out. Done. We asked to strike, done. That's it. So she's out because there's other reasons. Yeah, she's out. Pretty straightforward. 326 didn't make it. All right, here we go. Juror number 330 is a male. I was going to go to Nigeria. Sorry about that. But it probably not going to happen. Not enough money. The judge says, you work at the UN? Juror number 330 says, I work in the Office of Counterterrorism as operations manager. I manage high-level conferences. Now the UN has no money. Oh, shit. 330 responds, in our last conference in Kuwait, we had a speaker from JFK Airport. We work with ministries of foreign affairs, not the lower level law enforcement, only international. The judge then asks, can you hear testimony from law enforcement fairly? Juror number 330 says, I can. I don't know about this one. So he's got all this like international, probably high level of clearance, and he's doing jury duty. What do y'all think? I'm out on that one too. Can we get some regular schmegular people? I'm out on that one. I don't know. No, that's heavy, right, Sunset? Oh my God. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, my friends. Now the UN has no money. We said this. Juror number 330 says, I can. Juror number 330 says, I don't know celebrity, but I have I don't follow celebrity, but I have heard the charges. The judge then asks, any opinions about the case? 330 responds, not really. I don't follow TMZ. Okay. Damn TMZ. This can Harvey, I'm gonna need you to write an article because you've been writing articles about every juror here. Make sure you write about juror number 330, how they don't follow TMZ, my friend. Okay. Judge says, but you've been sitting all morning. In Q28, you said you don't like in Q20 question 28, you said you don't like. What's question 28? Question 28 is based on anything you have read, seen, or heard about Mr. Combs, including anything about the criminal charges against Mr. Combs. Have you ever formed any opinions about Mr. Combs that might make it difficult for you to be fair and impartial juror in this case? Yes, no, and unsure. Not applicable. I have not read, seen, or heard anything about Mr. Combs. If yes, answer and summarize. So he says something about the question number 28 that juror number 330 wrote. You said you don't like. And then juror number 330 responds, I'm not pro prostitution. So number 28, juror number 330 said, I don't like prostitution. I'm not pro prostitutes. Okay. Judge says, have you worked with DHS or the DOG? And juror number 330 says no. And then Inner City Press writes in here, no, DOG recently said that the UN is not immune for roll in October 7th. UN has no due process. Oh, shit. And Inner City Press has been reporting on a lot of this, so make sure you guys check them out. He put in the link in here, okay? Okay, the government says we don't oppose. Agnifilo says his answers don't make sense, not working with FBI. Judge then says he, what does it say? He said he's what? I can't even say this. It's all international. Agnifilo says Agnifilo said Interpol, but what about the French entity that does his work? He could not name one. The government says the UN is large. Okay, so then the judge says a juror will not be struck for cause, but I'll ask him for more about these agencies to see if there's anything we miss. So I think he made it. He's not struck for cause, and he doesn't have anything preemptory right now. So this is juror 330, guys. I think 330 made it. I'm going to put a question mark in there though, okay? Hold up. Let me put in here day 3 because I want to make sure I don't confuse my notes. Even on a legal pad, 330 question mark. And he's like the UN guy, okay? I don't know about this one, y'all. I really don't. I have my questions about that, but let me know what you guys think. All these international affairs, and I'm just not well versed in any of that. So I do apologize if there's some things that maybe I can't even explain. BJ might be able to do a better job at that. Shout out to BJ. But let me know all of that. Like TMZ is an accurate and unbiased source, news source. Yeah, they got called out. They got called out. I think 330 is overqualified. I would say so. Let's keep going, okay? Thank you, Sylvia. The juror will not be struck. The juror will not struck for cause. Okay, we read this part. Okay, here we go. Juror number 335 is a male, and I work for MDC Brooklyn Prison. He works for the prison that Diddy's at? Is that what I'm hearing? Hold up, y'all. I dropped my pen. He works for the prison. Juror number 335. Ooh, sorry, y'all. And they're laughing about it because he works for the prison, y'all. He says that's crazy. They got the person that, okay, he's a male, 335. I work for the MDC Brooklyn Prison. That's where Diddy's at. They start laughing. The government says no questions. Laughter. Juror number 335. We're all set. Excluded. He can't be there if he works for the prison. He's in the same prison basically that Diddy's at. You can't make this up at all. At all. Yeah. That was the quickest way to get excluded. Work at the prison that Diddy's at. And that Luigi's at. All right. I wonder if any of his fans send him fan mail in the prisons. Just saying. Okay. Next juror is a female. And my great uncle was murdered. Okay. There's no number to this female. The number is still in jail. excuse me, the murderer is, I can't even read. The murderer is still in jail. It was his daughter's boyfriend. My great uncle was murdered. The murderer is still in jail. It was his daughter's boyfriend. The judge then asked, could you be fair? Yes, I saw the video and was shocked, but that's all. It looked violent. My social media is mostly dogs and food. That was 2 minutes ago. Are we up to date? I think, wait, are we? Hold up. Then the judge says, any applications? No, she's in the pool. So there's a female. We don't have a number. Here's another person that made it through. There's a female who made it through. One female. But I don't know how else to identify her other than no social. By my social media is mostly dogs. Dogs and food. Okay. So there we go. She made it in. She's in the pool. Okay, there's a break. There's a break, guys. There's a break. So that was 10 minutes ago. We are up to date on there. Now, we're not up to date on day 2, but let me go ahead and while we're on break, I'm going to email, let me email BJ real quick these numbers that I have at least for day 3. Let me do that real quick while we're here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hold up, my friends. Let's see. Day 3. So what I heard was, this is what we have so far on the list. And I did put it on my notes, and I have to add something else too, y'all. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now hold up. Where's my notes? Here it is. So 321, and then there's a question mark in 324 and a question mark in 330. And then there was one female, no social, wait. She said social media about dogs and food. That's what we have. And then questions don't know, but might be on the list are the following. We have the 330 guy, the UN guy, and then the 324, the resisting arrest, Star Wars lazy guy, who he said he was lazy. I'm not calling him lazy. Star Wars resisting arrest, Star Wars guy. Okay, let me email this out to her. Do. Baby Bunny copies me when I say do. Mama. Do. So far. BJ, let me know if I don't know if you're still here, but I'm just sending this out to you now. Okay. Out. I send it. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you, Empowered Wendy. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All right, so we have a little bit of a break, okay? Now we need a cat lady that hates food, and that's gonna make it all better. She's in. Yeah, that was the teacher, the female with the social media, dogs and food. Now, is this a lunch break? That's what I want to know. I don't know. How many jurors have made it through so far according to your list? Well, yesterday, see, I went because I was live for almost 5 hours yesterday. And what we captured, at least at the end of the day, was that what I heard was that it was 16 jurors, mostly male, that we know of that made it through. Okay. That's what we know so far. But day 2, we haven't even gone through. And I have day 2. Well, we went through day 2, but I think I stopped at juror 216. So there were some in here that I didn't go through. And so I'm going to ask you guys, do you guys want to go through them now? Or should I do a pre-recorded video? Or let me know. Y'all get your foods, okay? I still have some time to be up here. So we're going to, I may not be here all day, but, maybe 45 more minutes or something like that. And I know BJ's going to be live. So she's going to help everybody, explain everything to everybody. Get your turkey sandwiches. That's right. Get your salads, your turkey sandwiches, your grilled chickens, or whatever it is that you want to eat. Everybody get your foods. Let me see if I can do a really quick poll because we stopped at juror number 216 yesterday. And that's when I got tired. That's when I was like, I'm tired. Hold up. What is this? Did we get another update? Oh, no, we're back from break? Oh, wow. Okay, so it's not a lunch break. I thought it was going to be a lunch break. Okay, we're back. Here we go. Thank you, phone, for letting me know. So they took a break. Yesterday was so confusing because I was like, are they taking another break? Is it a lunch break or what is it? Here we go. Let me share this tab with you guys. Here we go. No, not this one. That's not it. This one. Uh-oh. Give me 1 sec, guys. One sec, guys. Okay, we're back. Here we go. You want some vodka? I want some vodka. Here we go. We are back. So, all right, this was 3 minutes. They're back, and now bring today's still in the pool in. So they're bringing in the ones that have made it through. Okay. Judge then says, okay, now the group questions. Here we go. Group questions. All right, now let me go. I might need a new page here. Let's set that up right now. With my legal pad. Okay, now the group questions. Juror number 146 is a male, age 34, Bronx, single. Okay. Juror 32BJ Union, GQ, Forbes, social media, music, Caribbean music, cooking, and running. I guess they're listing some of the details of each juror. So number 146 is a male, and that's his details. Juror number 220 is a male who's 31 years old, Westchester, lives with his mother. And juror number 220, my girlfriend works for a startup, ESPN. I like rap, hip hop, jazz, photography, cooking, and in a fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha. And then next juror is I used to do window cleaning, video games magazine, Chicago PD, metal, and R&B, video games and food. So they're asking him kind of group questions at this point. That was 27 seconds ago. That's where we're at right now. It almost seems like we're doing some speed dating. Is it just me? Are we speed dating with these jurors? That's a lot. If they say they're single, they're not married, we're speed dating, y'all. We're speed dating. That's what we're doing. Is it just me? We're speed dating. That's a lot. Did y'all hit the like button, please? And thank you. I would appreciate it. You say you don't need that in your life? Doesn't it seem like it that they're giving their deets of each and every one of them? I love it. I love it. You said I was also getting a speed dating vibe, right? Carly, you're number 30. If anybody's available, it's giving speed dating vibes. Okay, hold up. We might have an update here. Here we go. So that was 220. And then juror number 281, he's a 56-year-old. My domestic partner is a teacher too in Yonkers. Magazine, home and garden, music, contemporary Christian, pickleball, cooking. He's part of a sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha. Next juror is Alvin Alley Dance Foundation. Okay, so we don't have a number for this juror on that says next juror. But 281 is the 56-year-old with the domestic partner. Alba Ali Dance Foundation. I have a BFA in graphic design and wire. Okay, so some of these jurors have like entertainment behind their back one way or another, right? You said it's giving hitch. I know. I'm just saying, like, it's a lot. I'm waiting for like there's some psychologists and doctors that got through. I know that. I mean, what we were seeing yesterday. You did the speed dating once and the lady was gone before I even sat down. Oh my God. Oh my God. Come over here on this side. Thank you, mama girl. Um, you heard 12 were dismissed and 16 were selected so far. I'd appreciate a TDA. Gay, we have what I've heard so far. This is day 3, so this might be an update now. 16 jurors, mostly men. That was yesterday, but we have another update pretty soon. I'm pretty sure we're waiting for this. I'm not mad. I'm ready for the trial. You're not mad? We've had some interesting characters. I'll say that. You said that's her problem? Well, we're waiting. We're waiting. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, here we go. 9 seconds. Juror number 336 is a 32-year-old female, lives with parents. I work for the Juilliard School. I study German. I watch Bravo. I listen to rock and country from the 40s and 50s. Baking. Juror number 330 is a male, or excuse me, 336 is the female, 32 years old, lives with parents, works for the Juilliard School, studied German, and watch Bravo, listen to rock, country from the 40s and the 50s. I think she likes baking. It says baking. Then juror number 330 is a male, 37 years old. I live with my girlfriends. I'm a UN official. A UN, you got a lot. Listen, he's a UN official too. 330. There you go. Well, that's the same one. Wait, hold up. He did make it. Okay, so it's official. 330 did make it. Now I can. 330 made it. That was the question mark. I couldn't tell if he made it or didn't make it. So that's 330. He did make it into the poll. Now it's the group questions. The UN guy, I don't know. I feel some type of way about the UN guy being there. You know what I mean? And his affiliations. I'm just saying. I don't know. Some of those, I don't know. Because I just don't consider all that to be like regular schmegular citizens, if you know what I mean. Anybody with like international ties or anything like that, you guys are not regular. Okay, wait. You have an update. Let's see. 330, the UN guy, further says, I get my news from NYT and the UN's own news service. Oh, and also Fox. What has different views? If you get your news from Fox, we got to be careful. I watch Andor and Elizabeth. I'm the president of my condo board. I've thought about it. I work mostly with the U.S. State Department. The judge asks, what do you do with the UN? He works with the State Department. I just don't think that this would be I don't know. No. Next. Next. That's it. I object. We're missing the gavel. We're going to get it hopefully to. I object. And I order you to change your television viewing options. I'm just saying. Hold up. Let me message PJ and let her know that hold up. Okay, wait. Reply. FYI, the UN guy made it to the group questions. Here we go. You said, will they all need to find him guilty or just the majority? I asked because I'm worried about mostly male jurors mailing to the rich man power. Ooh, that's a great question. I think that they all have to reach a unanimous. They all have to reach a verdict together. They could be there for hours and hours and arguing. You just never know. No fair. The UN guy makes the weed guy get chopped. Does the UN guy consume the marijuana? That's what we want to know. Okay, wait. Update. Juror number 330 for their answers. I do finance and HR for the branches. A judge then says, do you do work really on counterterrorism? Juror number 330 responds, we do conferences with the U.S. government. We work with the State Department. The judge then asks, not the FBI. Juror number 330 says, never. Judge then says, Interpol only conferences? Yes. I'm sorry. Counterterrorism? You don't really work on counterterrorism. We do conferences. He says he does finance and HR for the branches. Interpol only conferences? Yeah, listen, if we have to ask so many questions of the UN guy, I don't want the UN guy there. I don't know. What do you guys think? Right, Yanni, that's a great question. Next. And then you watch Fox News? Next. Next. That's no. Y'all are out of order for this.
Gentlemen, you are out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order. The whole trial is out of order. They're out of order.
All of them. All right, UN guy, you're out. Next. We're not messing with the UN guy. No, we're not. I don't know. It worries me. I'm be honest with you. The UN guy worries me. We're waiting for an update. Is he? I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think Agnifilo is gonna let him stay there. I'm telling you. You said the weed guy is probably he's probably gonna watch the trial while he's smoking weed. That's for sure. Silence in the courtroom. That's right. I'm gonna have to find some like courtroom gifs, and I don't mean Judge Judy gifs, if you know what I mean. The other ones. The defense will use his a preemptory challenge on him. I'm pretty sure that they're going to use that. Pretty sure. That's right. Just exclude him already. Judge Rabitha has spoken. I sure have spoken. Why aren't they excusing him already? My friends, come on. No. Not yet, y'all. Not yet. Let's see. Nope. Not yet. Caso Cerrado. Oh my God. Caso Cerrado. We should definitely do some clips from Caso Cerrado. That would be awesome. I wonder if I could play her song. Oh my God. I know. It feels like he's tailoring his answers. He knows how to answer his questions. That's for sure. You know what I mean? He definitely does. Probably some funny movie courtroom clips from Liar Liar something. I'm gonna write a list. We're gonna figure this out, y'all. We did get our robe, but Sylvia, I'm gonna go to Hobby Lobby and get some trim because we're gonna sew the white trim on it. Because I was thinking, I said, this robe needs some white trim, or maybe pink trim, or purple trim, some kind of a trim. Okay, because we're gonna stand out. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. Let's keep going. Juror number 329. Here we go. Okay, so wait, excuse me. What happened at 330? Did he not get dismissed? I guess not. This is a group questions. Juror number 324. 324. I didn't mean to say 329. 324. I'm 65 and I live with my mother in the Bronx and no children. Unemployed X-ray tech. News from Al Jazeera. Is that how you say that? Sci-fi, models, drones. I'm a Trekkie. I'm sorry. WFDU, Soca, Retro. Okay. That's all we know about juror number 324. Juror number 321. I'm 24, the Bronx. I live on my own. Is it Paraka Roma? Spouse in West Africa? All right. They really probed a lot of questions on 330. I'm telling you, I don't think 330 is going to make it next. I have a feeling that they're going to be out soon. But they took a long time on 330. Thank you. You should exactly. It's well known. That's right. You got to be careful. Like whatever news source you watch, if you know what I mean. Give me one sec, y'all. All right. Sorry. Allison, Thank you for this super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Allison. All right, let's see if we have. I need that. I need that. She just took my pen. She walked out and took my pen. I'm gonna have to run and get another pen. She literally just took my pen. Okay, there's no updates, so we're good. Yeah, let me run and get a pen real quick, y'all. Hold up. She takes my pen. She like literally just ran up here and took my pen. I said, I need that. I was writing on it. I need the pen. Okay. Do we have an update yet? That's why I love I'm looking at updates on my phone and oh yes. No, we don't. Not yet. We already went through that. Wow. Feels nice that we're caught up now for the most part. No. No update yet. No update. I know. Baby Bunny's going to be my court reporter, and I don't think I'm going to get anything done if she's a court reporter. We will fail. We will fail. Shout out to you guys. We're doing the thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She's the thief on the court. That's it. She's in contempt. How dare you steal Judge Rabbitha's pen? Much needed. Shout out to everybody, guys. Thank you very so much for hitting that like button. Where are we at on the likes? Let me make sure I double check. Y'all, let's check the likes. I'm checking on my phone. Yes, everybody, thank you. Can we get to 200 likes, please? I would appreciate it. Let's get to 200 likes. Let's see. You'll get some cute drawings though. Yeah. Yeah, there's that too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hold up, y'all. Where are we at? Okay, here we go. Now, we're on juror number 307. I'm a nurse in Forest Hill. My husband is in Montfiore. I read nurse magazines. I watch Wheel of Fortune, BTS concerts. What's BTS concerts? Okay, so that's juror number 307, female, 295 female. I'm an attorney in Rockland County. Oh, I remember her. Juror number 295 is an attorney from Rockland County for my husband's firm, No Children, JD. I read every major news source. Oh, okay. I'm telling you, they're going to get some lawyers on this jury, and I think that is exactly what they want. Oh, it's a K-pop. Shout out to y'all letting me know that it's a K-pop group. BTS is a K-pop group. I don't think so, Aries. I don't think she'll be out. Well, hold up. What is she? Is she a DA? She's a lawyer. She's an attorney for, is she like she's probably like a prosecutor. You want the Weedy back? He left. He said, I'm out. I've been checked out. Thank you, fail pessimist. Thank you for telling people to hit that like button. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she watches all. I don't know if here's the deal. I don't see, at least here's the theme that I'm noticing. I don't feel like they're necessarily excluding everybody that has watched the CNN video. That's not what they're doing. They're excluding people that have already formed an opinion, because what I notice is that the people that have said, I watched the CNN video, it was very violent, it was very this and that, and then the judge will follow up, can you be biased? And then they'll say, well, I can be, I can be unbiased or something like that, right? I've noticed that they have kind of gone back and forth on this issue. I don't think it's so much the CNN video. We're harping on the CNN video because that's what we've seen. We haven't seen everything else that they have. They could have a bunch of things. So we don't know. It's a hospital? We don't know, y'all. We don't know. Okay, here we go. No update. No update. Now hold up. Let me see if I can go to, because we could definitely put in, let me see. Did BJ, you guys said that BJ did a video. I think she might have said she did a video on the civil stuff with Tyrone Blackburn. Because I'm telling you, Tyrone Blackburn is, I just can't with Tyrone Blackburn, guys. Yeah, she did do a video about an hour ago. Little Rod Jones, case dismissed. What's the truth? What is the truth? Guys, did you guys see this? While we wait, let me see. Do we have an update? See if I can play a little bit of this. No update yet on the group questions. Hold up. Let me see.
Lil Rod's lawsuit get dismissed? Because that is what the streets are saying.
Yep.
Well, the answer to the question is kinda, but no, it did not. So
Okay.
let me show you what I mean.
Shout out
So
to BJ.
Little Rod Jones is the person who really, other than Cassie, honestly kicked this whole thing off against Diddy, if you ask me.
Yep.
At first, of course, for years, people were suing Diddy. Of course, for years, people were making allegations about Diddy and towards Diddy. Namely, I mean, Wendy Williams comes to mind. But basically, people really didn't take those allegations seriously. By people, I mean just, the general consensus, the consensus of the general public just did not take these allegations very seriously. But then that all started to change back in December 2023, whenever Cassie, Diddy's longtime girlfriend, did sue Diddy. She made a bunch of really egregious allegations against Diddy. Namely, we learned about these FOs. She called them, freak offs. And then just a few months later, so that was in December 2023. In February, like 2 or 3 months later, 2024, we had someone else sue Diddy that people did take pretty seriously. Now, I mean, not everybody, but of course, it was like more people were taking it seriously than before. And this was Lil Rod, aka Rodney Jones. Rodney Jones is a music producer, and he claims to have worked on the Love album.
Okay, hold up. We have an update. Let me stop this real quick. Let me go over here. This is juror number 107. I'm a nurse in Forest Hills. My husband is it Montefiore? And somebody said it's a hospital. We read this part. She reads news magazines. She's into the K-pop, 295. I thought this was an update. Hold up. Yeah, no, there's no update. This is it. Let me see. Is this the last post? Double checking, y'all. I'm trying to keep up. My notifications on the phone are going behind, which they're just usually ahead, but okay. And thank you so much for becoming a member, my love. Shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Hold up.
I said back in February 2024, over a year ago. Well, time went on in this case. As you can see, things were filed, and some things that were filed were amendments to this complaint. Lil Rod removed some of the original defendants he was suing, and then he added some new defendants. In the beginning, he was suing like Motown Records and Ethiopia Had to Marry Him. I think he ended up dropping her. Then at some point, maybe it was very early on, I don't even exactly remember. You could probably pause and look through here and see when it was. But at some point, Justin Combs and Cuba Gooding Jr. were added to this lawsuit as defendants. And then, of course, as you know, if you've pretty much ever heard of lawsuits ever, in order to get sued, in order for the lawsuit to actually take effect and to actually be valid, the person you're suing has to know. The person you're suing has to know they're being sued. And it's your...
Hold up. We got an update. Let me see. Heard it 17 seconds ago. So we heard about the nurse. 307 is a nurse. 292 is an attorney. 295 is an attorney. The judge then says, thanks. May I have the lawyers at the sidebar? They do a little sidebar. Judge says, you are all finished for today. Do not read anything on the internet. You may be called back for May 12th. Jurors leave. Judge, Miss Comey, remind me, why come back in on Friday? Why? Wait, they're done? They're done for the day? The jury's done for the day? What? All the people that they had picked are done. They're done for the day. I thought they were still going through more. Hold up. I am clutching my invisible pearls. No, you know what? I could totally... Hold up. I'm going to wear some pearls. Give me a second. I got some pearls. I got some real pearls. Hold up. What? The judge just dismissed them. What happened? Judge says, thank you. May I have the lawyers on the sidebar? They have a little sidebar. Yada, 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 sidebar. Judge says, you are all finished for the day. Do not read anything on the internet. You may be called back on May 12th. Jurors leave. Judge says, Miss Comey, remind me why we come back on Friday and why. Why come back on Friday and why? They're done. What? Okay, we're waiting for an update. We're waiting for an update. I was like, what? I don't have it. I have pearls. They've been hanging up there the whole time. The whole time. These are fake real pearls. Yeah, May 12th. Friday is no, Friday would be the 9th. So they're coming back on Friday? Do they have everybody now? Okay, here we go. We have an update. Hold up. Oh my god. 9 seconds ago. The government says in case some call the jury office and try to get out of the case, the judge says, if you do the strikes now, we could still have enough. Oh, I think they have enough people. The government says the maximum alternates is 6. We don't want to waste preemptory challenges. The judge then says cold feet will happen regardless. I don't think the judge wants to come back on Friday. The judge does not want to come back on Friday. Okay, I legit did pull out these pearls because I had them. The judge does not want to come back on Friday. And I might even wear my pearls with my robe because I might have to clutch a couple things. Okay, I just cannot. I think we're going to need more than these backups, honestly. I'm surprised. The judge is like, I need a break from the circus. I really do. I am in shock. I am in shock. I am in shock. And I'm clutching the invisible, the real pearls. Okay? I am. And they're tangled. I got to get them untangled. Who tangled my pearls? Baby Bunny plays with them all the time, y'all. That's why. Let's see if I can get them untangled. Oh my God. I didn't expect this to happen. I did not expect this to happen. I'm so here to hear. Hopefully, BJ will explain what her, legal thoughts are behind this, because you already know. BJ will probably break this down for us a little bit more than I ever could. Of course. The judge is like, I don't want to come back on Friday. No, I don't. He said, stop. Judge is like, I don't want to come back on Friday. Who wants to come back on Friday to court? Nobody. Like, what? The judge likes to party too. What are you guys doing? So my pearls are tangled. They've been clutched so much they got tangled. I know they're tangled. I can't tangle spherical. I'm trying to tangle them in fashion. Look. It's tangled. Hold up, y'all. Let's see. Let's refresh this. I got to understand what happened here. They literally stopped. They sent everybody home. Okay, so let's talk about what numbers we have so far. And I bet you, see if we can get, I'm going to see if anybody's live right now outside there. Because while we wait for an update, and then we'll finish BJ's video too, I have to wonder, guys. I have to wonder what happened. Damn. Hold up. Let's see. Do we have no update yet? Somebody said judge has a witty response. Hold up. You want to wear my pearls? Okay, hold on. She wants to wear the pearls. You want them? Okay, you gonna wear them? Okay, be pretty girl? All right. You're welcome, my mama. Anything for the baby. All right. Hold up. Let's see. Diddy. I wonder if they're doing any press conferences outside or what is going on. There's no live stream right now. I think they got done live streaming. No update. Is this it? Side. Here we go. Judge assembled 35 total jurors. Goal is to have 45 jurors. Are you sure that's how much they have? Interesting. Hold up. I'm waiting for Inner City Press to give an update. What happened? I wonder why he called it a day. Maybe they have enough. I think that's what it is. Yeah, we don't have an update yet. Diddy jury selection. Let's go. Let's see what everybody's saying. Here it is. We have an update. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Attorney says there may be work to be done other than preemptory challenges. We may have other arguments teed up for Friday. Agnifilo responds, why don't we bring all the jurors in on Monday and strike them present? Judge then says, no, I propose we do the strikes now. So okay, so are we not done? Are they done or not done? Didn't they just dismiss everybody? Hold up. No, the judge told them 7 minutes ago, you're all finished for the day. Do not read anything on the internet. So can they strike the juries when they're not there? Can they just strike them? Rabbit, they do the preemptory challenges without the jury present. Okay, so thank you, Christine. So maybe that's the case. It's like they don't need to be there to be let go. They can just go. They can just be let go. So they're probably going to meet there and still talk. Now, I want to know what they're going to be. Let's go. Unless they go to lunch, I would assume all of this is still public, unless they don't do it public, which I highly doubt they wouldn't. They let them go. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, baby bunny will untangle them. The judge is just having a joint break. Shout out to the judge, man. Shout out to the judge. That unmedicated ADD hits me. That's true. I'm unmedicated too. Yeah, both sides are going to make their decision for the ones that left off. Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. Is 330 going to make it? The UN guy? Because the UN guy was the one that stood out to me the most. All right, we have an update. Hold up. Here we go. Agnifilo says Friday as early as possible. Judge then says 7 a.m. and then laughs. Okay, 9 a.m. on Friday, but get me the other filings early so I can address issues on Friday. The monikers we use are over. Victim, government says victim 2 and 4, pseudonym. The monikers we use are over. Huh. So they're talking about the other filings, but get me the other filings early so I can address the issues on Friday. The monikers we use are over. Government responds victim 2 and 4 pseudonym. What do you guys think? So far, they're saying media is reporting 45. I don't know if that's what they're saying. I guess we'll see. I would think that they would have a good 45 too, but we don't know a number yet. So far, the Daily Fail just reported. Now, hold up. Let me see. Because I want to make sure that I don't want to go to the Daily Fail. That was 2 hours ago, 49 minutes ago. Okay. All right. So then it sounds like jury in Sean Combs' trial may not be finalized until Friday. The judge granted request by lawyers Wednesday to extra time to decide who they will eliminate from the list of prospective jurors. So the jury in the sex trafficking trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs still expected to be finalized until Friday, 2 days later than expected. The judge granted a request by lawyers Wednesday for extra time to decide who they will eliminate from the list of prospective jurors. It's the last step of jury selection process that begins with potential jurors filled out questionnaires last week. For the past 3 days, the judge has been questioning prospective jurors one at a time to see who can be fair and unbiased. On Friday, lawyers on each side will be permitted to eliminate several individuals from the panel of jurors. Hold up, we have an update. Give me 1 second. Here it is. Okay. The government responds, the first witness, we try to maintain anonymity. The judge says, who is the second witness? Government responds, moniker. Judge then says, email and copy the defense. So not in the docket. Judge then responds, defense demonstrative in opening. Demonstrative in opening. Agnifilo responds, don't know yet. They're talking in legalese at this point, right? So something about the first witness. They're trying to keep in anonymous, which I feel like we already know who the first witness is, but they're trying to keep her anonymous. And then who is the second witness? They use a moniker. Okay. And then the judge tells them to send an email so that it's not in a docket, basically in the public. Defense demonstrative in opening. This is, I feel like there's more to this, but I can't even decipher yet. Don't know yet. This is what Ignifilo says. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Each side gets the same amount of strikes. This happened after the initial trial. Thank you, Gina. Moniker, doesn't that mean like a nickname? I think it's just like just a moniker, like an anonymous type of nickname. They're gonna reveal it on trial. That's what it sounds like, Spherical. That's what I'm picking up. So 3 days demonstrative. Thank you. See my pronunciation. Hold up. Let me get Google over here. Demonstrative. See, I can't even. Demonstrative. Thank you. See, Google. Thank you. You're nice sometimes. You're nice sometimes. Can I help you? Where's your cup? Go get your cup, Miss Thing. And why you take my pearls? Demonstrative, not demonstrative. Y'all. Okay. Thank you guys for correcting me in the chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Mama. Love you. The defense team would have hired someone to do in-depth work backgrounds on each possible juror members to assist the defense team in making their strikes. You know, that's what I'm saying, the critic. I was wondering about this. I said, if I was, look, I'm not that I'm for Diddy or anything. I'm saying that if I was representing Diddy, you better believe that I'm going to go back there and see what your social media posted about this case, because I want to see if you've already made an opinion about Diddy, right? That's what I would be doing. Even if you shared, liked your friends, like you better believe that I would be doing that. Okay. We have an update here. It says, see you on Friday. Make sure you guys can support Inner City Press here. That's his link. Make sure you guys check it out. I'm going to drop the link also to his Twitter in the chat so you guys can go check him out. Inner City Press has really grown in the last several months. Because he's out there. This is not the only case that he's covering. He's covering so many cases. And this is somebody that I think you can appreciate because, you know, they're not getting into the mess. They're literally just reporting what is. And you love that. You got to love that. You got to love that. Thank you. I'm not cross-sighted from reading. I try, man. I told you guys I'm hooked on phonics. Okay, now hold up. I want to get back to BJ's video because she just did this and we were cutting it off. And I want to talk about this. And let me hit the like button on this video. Little Rod Jones, case dismissed. Maybe not. Who knows? Let's go.
Responsibility. It's the plaintiff's responsibility to let the person know they're getting sued. And in the American legal system, in these civil cases like this, where it's a private party suing another private party, it's not like the government or the feds, right? It's like Lil Rod Jones suing Diddy. So in these cases, there's very specific notice requirements. There's laws, there's rules. It's like agreed upon. It's already been agreed upon. There's certain ways that you have to give service. There's certain ways you have to let people know that you're suing them. I'll give you an example. Remember that guy, Derek Lee Cardello Smith, who got $100 million judgment against Diddy by default because Diddy never responded to the lawsuit or whatever? Well, come to find out, that $100 million judgment got overturned. It got vacated. It got, taken away. I don't exactly remember the exact legal mechanism, but it got overturned. It got taken away. There's no more $100 million judgment. The reason is because exactly this. The judge determined that Derek Lee Cardello Smith did not sufficiently notify Diddy that he was trying to sue him. So you do have problems come up. And this is where Lil Rod Jones and Tyrone Blackburn made a mistake. Yesterday, right in the middle of the second.
Guys, I have a lot of bias about Tyrone. I told you guys, I have been talking about Tyrone Blackburn for about, I think since 3 years ago when he was representing or at least being vocally outspoken about Tiny and T.I. And he really fumbled on that case, guys. Tyrone Blackburn, I always have to wonder what's he in it for? To me, like he's kind of up there like Busby. I'm sorry for those that feel like, oh, he means well. I just don't. To me, I just don't. I sped up BJ. That's why. Yeah, one of many. He has had too many cases and no wins, by the way, that we know of, at least. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out who he helped client-wise. Every time I hear that name, I'm always like, oh, no, my friends. Oh, no.
second day of jury selection for Sean P. DIDDY Combs, we did get a filing on the books in the Little Rod Jones lawsuit. And I believe this filing is what has people out here saying that the Little Rod Jones lawsuit has been dismissed, but has not been fully dismissed as to against Diddy. As you can see, the most recent filing was yesterday, May 6th, 2025. But if you look one line above that, all the way a month before that, pretty much on April 8th, 2025, there was a motion filed. What was this motion? It was motion to get permission from the judge for him, Paul Odkin, the judge is Paul Odkin, for him to allow Lil Rod Jones and his lawyer Tyrone Blackburn to send notice of this lawsuit to Justin Combs and Cuba Gooding Jr. Now, what it was kind of presented as by Tyrone Blackburn is like Cuba Gooding Jr. and Justin Combs are just so incredibly difficult to reach, to get in contact with, to get in touch with, that the only way, Your Honor, this is what Tyrone Blackburn and Lil Rod were arguing, the only way we're going to be able to serve them, Your Honor, is if you allow us to just post notice of the lawsuit in the New York Times or whatever, some periodical. Well, that again, like I said, was filed a month ago, and attached to the filing, Tyrone Blackburn did attach his affidavit and some exhibits, and his exhibits are purportedly supposed to be proof that he really did try to serve this stuff. Well, of course, I did download the document that the order that the judge put out yesterday, and I want to pull that up for y'all right now so we can get to the bottom of what exactly got dismissed. Now, while I'm pulling this up, I do also want to remind y'all that parts of this lawsuit have already been dismissed. So the original version of this lawsuit already has not survived, other than it being amended. The RICO charge, the organized crime racketeering charge on the Lil Rod lawsuit, has been dismissed. Okay, so that had already happened. I already made a video about that, already covered that before. But what we're about to talk about is something entirely different. I thought we could just read through the order here so that y'all can get the actual truth about what actually happened. I know that's like a hard commodity to come by on the internet, but here's the order right here. It's 4 pages long, and it's written by the judge. The judge says, in my order from March, over a month ago, I directed Rodney Jones to file a letter explaining the status of service of process on Cuba Gooding Jr. and Justin Combs. Okay, so the judge, I asked them to explain themselves quite a while ago. Previously, the court had granted Lil Rod Jones a request for an extension of time to serve Cuba Gooding Jr. and Combs. And it says that the court had set a deadline of November 8th, 2024.
I don't know, guys. I'm having a hard time. Why you wouldn't it be easier to serve a person that's a public? I mean, I know David Miscavige, for example, the cult leader of Scientology, it's a little bit hard with that one. Because he does ditch them, but somebody like, Cuba Gooding Jr., Diddy's son, any of these people, it should be pretty easy to just go out there and serve them. Is it just me? Or maybe I'm just I don't know, maybe I have no understanding of how that would work. Why would that even be an excuse? Why? And why? It almost feels like he doesn't want to, what's his name? Blackburn can pay a PI to go out there and look for these people. It should not be harder to serve them. You should be able to pay a PI. Yes, because that's what he's doing. Go pay a PI and serve these people. You have to kind of wonder.
Lil Rod Jones missed the deadline without effectuating service or requesting an additional extension. Okay, so strike one, basically. The judge is laying out for us what exactly he took into consideration. One of the things he took into consideration, he lays it out right here in the first paragraph. First of all, November 28th, 2024 was already an extended deadline, buddy. Strike one, already gave you an extension, and you did not file anything by that extension. Strike 1.5/strike 2 is the fact that you didn't ask for another extension. You just let it sit there. And then Jones, which honestly, I don't know that Lil Rod Jones, bless his heart, I don't know that he has anything to do with this. Okay, it's like the lawyers do that. So it kind of sucks, honestly, that the client is getting blamed for the lawyer's actions. But that being said, I really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It might be Lil Rod Jones was directing all of this, but I truly highly doubt it. The order goes on to say now Lil Rod Jones is trying to ask the court to allow.
Lil Rod Jones did an interview, I think one of only interviews with Tisa Tales, right? I don't know if you guys remember, he was in hiding. He's like, I can't tell everybody where I'm at, everything. I get the sense that Tisa and Blackburn maybe are an okay burst, because that's her job. She's got to talk to people. I've talked to Tyrone Blackburn before on a Tiny and TI case, and I asked him about some misspellings on a filing or whatever, because it was so confusing what he was saying. She is talking fast because I sped her up.
Allow him alternative service of Cuba Gooding Jr. and Justin Combs by means of publication in 2 newspapers. So now y'all want to do it in a newspaper. Remember, it was April that got filed. In support of that motion, trying to file it in the newspaper for notice, Laura Jones filed on April 8th a proposed order, a memo, an affidavit from Tyrone Blackburn, and some documentation, which is evincing unsuccessful attempts to serve Cuba Gooding Jr. and Justin Combs through traditional means. So, in this April 8th, 2025 package of documents that Laura Jones and Tyrone Blackburn did file with the court, they filed a bunch of stuff: a memo, a proposed order, an affidavit from Tyrone Blackburn, and some receipts that they had tried to serve Cuba Gooding Jr. and Justin Combs. The court lays out the rules. He says the Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 4E dictates how a person within the United States must be served with, a lawsuit. May be made by following state law for serving a summons in an action brought in courts of general jurisdiction pursuant to the New York Civil Practice Law. If service cannot be made under those methods with due diligence, then nail and mail service is authorized, but only if service is impracticable under the 3 previous methods. So there's like a funnel, there's like a hierarchy of ways that you are supposed to serve someone. All this is based on the interest of justice and reasonableness. So first and foremost, just out the gate, you have to personally serve someone. If it becomes so impossible to do that, then these other avenues open up, but you have to take them in turn, and you have to actually show due diligence. You have to do basically every single thing possible. You have to really show to the judge, these are all the things I tried to do. Not like, oh, I sent somebody over there at 1 a.m. and they knocked real soft and then they ran away. Like, no, you have to actually really show that you really tried to serve the person. Regarding Cuba.
Yeah, but like, why is it so hard for them to do it? I just don't get it. Just like Spherical said, there's got to be ways to do it. And Gaslit said you have to have permission to serve someone via email, but it should be able to be done these days. Many cases can be served via email.
Gooding Jr. Tyrone Blackburn provides documentation of attempts to serve him at 3 addresses in California. Tyrone Blackburn sent a process server to the 3rd address only after the deadline had already passed. And remember, the November 8th deadline was already an extension, stating that the process server received the summons from Blackburn on November 10th, despite previously claiming that he attempted to serve Cuba Gooding Jr. in New York. Then Blackburn doesn't give me any receipts that he actually did that. So he's saying it with his mouth, he's saying it with his fingers, he's typing the words, oh, I tried to serve him, but he didn't give me any receipts. So I can't just take his word on it, unfortunately, is what the judge is saying. Blackburn also did not attempt to serve Cuba Gooding Jr. in Florida, despite acknowledging that similar attempts were successful in other cases. So another strike. You didn't try to serve him in Florida, now you just want to put it in the New York Times or whatever? No. Blackburn also does not provide evidence that nail and mail service is impracticable. I don't know what type of service that is, as it would be required. So it's required, and Blackburn doesn't do the requirement, which is to explain why it's impractical to do the nail and mail. I don't really know what that is. I thought nail and mail was, leaving it at the door, nailing it on your door, and then also mailing it to you, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe that'll be one of the questions I asked my teachers, my law school teachers. Then the court, okay, so that's the Cuba Gooding Jr. section. He moves on to Justin Combs before telling us what his decision is. He says, regarding Justin Combs, Tyrone Blackburn provides a transcript of his correspondence with a process server, showing that attempts to effect service using a process server began on.
I think it's an excuse. Rule 2.2.251. I think it's an excuse. That's what I got to say. That's what I got to say about that. State by state is rule. Not all states allow email service, Ms. Jones. And I think you have to ask for permission too, right? That's what I heard. I don't know. I think it's just an excuse, but like, this is dumb. Like, he should know better. I know it sounds horrible. You should know better. But guys, this is what I'm going to play. Guys, make sure you guys check out BJ's video. I did speed it up. So if you need it slow down, go check it out. Go check her out. Give her a like, subscribe, do all that. I think he's lazy. I think he just expects to get figure things out. But I mean, clearly it costs his situation. Like, this is not okay. And if he was representing me, I'd be pissed. I would be pissed because there's no way you're 4 victims and here you have me kind of going crazy and everything. I would be pissed. Okay, so real quick before I go, I'm going to be going live here in about, I want to say 15 minutes. Laura Owens from The Bachelor, a woman who targeted men, and this is big news. She has been indicted on a pregnancy scheme. And I've talked about Laura Owens here before, and I have to talk about Laura Owens again because we have an official charge coming for this woman. For those that don't understand the case, I will give you a really quick rundown on it. So I'll be live here in about 15 minutes. Go check it out. You don't want to miss that live because we have the legal docs and we have to talk about it. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hit the like button and thank you guys again for supporting, for being here. Shout out to BJ. BJ, thank you for being in the chat. Go check out BJ. I'm sure she's going to break all of this down more than I ever could. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.